name's Chris and welcome to the Rural Project. So the video you're about to see is me building a log bench out of some logs we'd cut down on the land. This video is a long time in the making, or I should say the log bench is a long time in the making. In December 2020, when the turning circle, the wood yard looked like this. It's when the idea first came about. When I had this wood yard area full of logs, I decided to grab some of them and save them for the future and turn them into a log bench. You can see the simple idea. We get another log in this area, so from maybe half the length of that one there, and stack that on top. This lower log on both sides will get a notch in it so that this doesn't roll backwards and forwards, so it's pretty well fixed. In case it sit on here, there'll be another log at this height, and then at the tabletop as such will be set up higher. And then what I'll do is I'll get the timber mill out, mill a flat across the top of there, and put a simple table onto it, simple flat table. So what I've got now, I've got that log obviously resting on those just to get it at the right height, but the weight is being taken by the excavator. So if I set this up here, so as I'm working my way through the pile, I'll try and find another log of this diameter. But I'm going to put all this timber off to a side now. Carry on with the rest of the work that I've got here. What I wanted to do is just give this a trial, so that I don't end up cutting all this wood up for firewood and missing out on being able to build what I want to build. So yep, I'll stick all this to a side to save it for future. Hey, welcome back to the Rural Project. So I'm back at the bottom of Slippery Hill again, and today I'm going to make a start on the log garden bench. So using the logs behind me, I'll get the chainsaw out and we'll do a little bit of shaping, and hopefully we'll be able to turn this into a bench. So what I have to do is try and remember exactly how I was going to do this. So if I can, I'll stick a photograph of what I'd seen in the past. I'll stick that in the video now so you can see what I expect this to turn out like. And as usual, things never turn out quite like the video or the picture that you see online, but it'll be something like. So from memory, that is going to get split in half and be the seat. I believe that. Yeah, this one here runs down the middle. On either end, it has those two pieces to lift it up, and these two pieces sit at the ends as well. I'll try and get this laid out. I'll grab the excavator. Got a log grab on here now, so I'll try and get the excavator, get this kind of laid out in the position of where I think the parts need to be, and then I do need to get the chainsaw and do some shaping so that so the multiple parts can all fit together. Okay, so I'm sure that was a pretty confusing description of how all these parts go together. Let's actually grab them and move them around, and then hopefully it'll make more sense. Okay, so this is the cross member that's going on now. use the tools that we've got at hand, eh? I should say, it's something I've never done before, and it's certainly not a how-to video, but fingers crossed I'll make it work somehow. Usually do. Right, we'll get the chainsaw going, put a series of parallel cuts into the beam, sort of shallow at the edge of the log and going deeper and deeper, and then back out to shallow again, and hopefully we can then sort of chip that wood out, and yeah, we'll try and make these two logs fit together. As you can tell, things are warming up now with the flies that are buzzing around. For a first go, that's not bad. To be honest, for what I need, that's actually fine. I don't need to get it any more accurate than that. I'm just locking all these pieces together, so that's absolutely fine. Right, I'll get on with the other side now. We'll work about this, isn't it? Heavy lump, this one. Well, what do you think? That's crap. And that side's not exactly pretty, is it? But hey, it'll like I said, it'll do for what I'm doing here. And a lot of this will be hidden anyway. There'll be another log that goes across the top, which the table will then go onto. And what sits on here will be the seat. So that big log at the back with my jumper on, that'll be split in half, and that'll be the seat. And those two smaller pieces will sit on top of here. They'll need notching a lot. So they sit in and kind of pack on this side and this side, and then yeah, the log at the top of the hill there, I'll go give that. I'll get the slabber out, Alaskan mill, and we'll slab a tabletop. So I think I'll bring the smaller pieces over and we'll drop them on and just see how they fit, see whether it's actually feasible to notch out that much material. If not, there's other ways of doing this. So let's have a think about this. a couple of options here. One is to notch the log on the floor a bit more and therefore drop that log further down. So I think if I start notching that one, I'll almost be at full depth. The other alternative, just looking at all the height and everything, is to put a notch in the one that's sat on the top, just so that it sits a bit smooth, and then put one packer piece there, and another packer piece there, just to balance it out and give it a bit of strength, stability. I think that's going to be the way that I'm going to do this. So I'm meaning put a packer piece here, so that when this is notched out, it's sat down, I just put a packer in there and on that side, so that this thing won't rock and tip. And that's going to be the way that I do this. So that's the log notched out. So let's try and drop that on top now and just see what it's like. It doesn't have to be perfect, like as I keep saying, but yeah, let's drop it on. Keen to see how good it is, or how bad it is. It's not bad. It just needs to be a little bit wider. It's dropping down to depth there, but yeah, if I just notch that log out just a bit wider, I think we'll have a bit of success there. So just went in with a chainsaw and just cut an angle both sides there, just to tear this corner off. Just need to take, oh yeah, I can see just here, this pretty much where my hand is there, that needs coming out. Okay, so there we are, that's that one complete. Just going to mark the final one there, so I'll get the chainsaw going now, we'll get cut into that, and I'll get you to join me as soon as I've finished cutting it and I'm about to drop it in place. So we have notched that one out. Now let's see how it fits. Fingers crossed it's good. Just need a little bit of trimming. They've all needed a bit of trimming. So again, just not too bad at this side. This side, there's a corner cutting out here. Right, I think that's going to do for today. I've got all of these pretty accurate. I mean, they're good enough for a garden bench. So I'll do next time when I come back, we'll bring the bigger saw down. We'll basically split this in half, and then the flat bit will obviously where your butt goes. and the round bit will sit across from this one to that one. Both sides there will be 2 seats, and then, like I say, I'll bring some steel dowels, some Rio bar. We'll drill some holes in each of these pieces of timber and get them doweled in place, but we'll only do that once I've got it actually in situ over there. It's basically any sort of little mismatches and that I've got here, or big mismatches in my case. Any mismatches we've got, I'll be doweling these in place and they'll be fixed. So hopefully it won't really matter that much. The slight gaps and the fact that it's not a really tight joint shouldn't matter at all. And then once I've got that in place, it'll be a case of going up the hill and getting the Alaskan chainsaw mill out, and we'll mill a tabletop for this. Most probably be in 2 pieces, looking at how wide this tabletop needs to be, but that'll be pretty cool. It'll look nice to drop that on here and finish this off. Right, so I'm going to head off now. As you can see, it's certainly warming up. I've got plenty of other jobs to do today, and the flies are out. When the flies are out, the Melbourne wave's out, which is that constant wave. As I said, it's time to pack up now, so I'll just move this excavator out of the way. We'll leave the log bench where it is. Hopefully next time when I come back I can get some gravel and we'll fill the flat spot that we've got. Hi, welcome back to the rural project. So back down at the bottom of Slippery Hill again, and I'm going to do some more work on the table. So I've got a trailer load of gravel. We'll get this table moved out of the way so I can manoeuvre the trailer, and then we'll get the trailer backed up to that spot, we'll get the gravel unloaded, and yeah, we'll make a start on rebuilding the table in the right spot. I've got a bit of help with me today, so Bailey the Wonder Dog's here, Nathan's with me, so hopefully we'll make good progress, and fingers crossed we'll get this thing finished today, but I just don't know. It's gone 10 o'clock, it's a very late start for us, but as you can tell, an absolutely beautiful day today. It's going to be stinking hot, so sun cream's on, sun hat's on, and we're ready to go. Right, let's make a start. Let's get all this stuff moved out of the way and get that trailer backed in. Okay, so we've got the log set in position. This is one that's going to get split in half, so it'll get split down the middle, and then the flat bit will be where your bum goes on part of the seat. So you kind of see it there. I've got the chalk line slapped down the middle of the log. And yeah, it's time to get the chainsaw out. I'm going to use the 462 on this one. So it's time to. I think I'll put the PPE on, put my chaps on for this, and get the 462 fired up, and we'll get this split straight down the middle as quick as we can. And hopefully by that point Nathan will have finished unloading the trailer, because he's currently unloading the trailer with all the class 4. Well, that chain's just not going to cut it. It's not sharp enough, that. So I'll head back up, grab another chain. I think I've got a sharp one up in the container. We'll get that one fitted and get our way through this. Just kind of realised then, yeah, I'm not going to struggle and push it through. Let's get a nice sharp chain on this and make the job a whole lot easier. Yeah, went up there, got a new chain, but I also brought down the Vanatech MS660, thinking that the butt end of this log is most probably thicker than the length of the bar on the MS462. So yeah, we'll get the Vanatech going. Vanatech will eat this up, so this will be nice. Right, let's get into it. So I've put those two logs just back on the stands now. So as you can see, the log on the right, there's only a little bit of trimming and tidy up to do. The one on the left there, there's a fair bit I'm going to need to tidy up, but it won't take too long. I'll just bring the chainsaw down the side and just cut a sliver off, take that sort of mass of wood off there, and that will smooth that out nicely. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's a garden bench, it's not a work of art. But I want it a little bit nicer than that. Shows how crap I am with a chainsaw when you see that. On this side here, there'll just be a little bit of work to do here, just tidying that up. But let's get the chainsaw going again, and I reckon 5 minutes I'll have this done. It's much better. Like I said, it's not perfect. Much better than it was. Nice seat. Okay, let's go give Nathan a hand now with the rest of the gravel, unloading that and smoothing it, and then we'll start assembling this log bench. Okay, so we got all the gravel down, got the first 4 pavers just roughly positioned. We'll bring the logs over and fine tune them. And then we've got the 2 seats all cut up, and then those 4 pieces there all ready to go. So we'll grab the excavator, we'll get those put into position, and we'll see how we go getting all this reassembled. Right, I'll bring the excavator over. Okay, so we are going to call it for today. We're working on this job anyway. It's just too hot down here, there's very little breeze, it's a bit of a sun trap down here. But happy with the progress so far. As you've just seen the time lapse, we've got the holes drilled. We're going to head into town, get some food, we'll pick up some steel dowels at the same time and get these dowelled in place, and then we'll pack up. So So yeah, stay tuned. We'll come back in a few more days. Hopefully it's cooled down and we'll try and get this thing finished.